You know, dealers can do a lot of scumbaggy things, right? We've already shown that, right? From perjuring themselves on documents, let me get this situated, to just straight up putting people's safety at risk, to all kinds of stuff. And today, I'm going to nail home this fact about David Stanley in Oklahoma City, Midwest City. And David Stanley as an auto group, because it's not just the Dodge dealership that's doing scumbag activity. Roll the intro. Before we get into today's video, I got to talk to you guys about the sponsor of today's video. In fact, probably should just swap these out real quick. Sponsor of today's video obviously is Morgan & Morgan. If you're looking for a personal injury attorney, size does matter, and Morgan & Morgan is the largest personal injury law firm on planet Earth. If you are looking for somebody that can go to battle for you against the largest insurance companies and still have the pockets to do so, it's going to be Morgan & Morgan. You can check them out. It takes 8 clicks or less to get started right from your cell phone. Go to forthepeople.com/TK's Garage, forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. And I appreciate them for allowing me to do what I do. All right, so let's get into this today. So I have a couple of different clips and videos and things of that nature that I want to show you guys today. I just have to be honest, man. I am beyond shocked at the information I was able to find just looking online, just looking at reviews from customers that have recently purchased vehicles, and I was beyond shocked at the stuff I saw. The one that's really let's focus on the Dodge dealership first, and then we'll talk about another one in their auto group that sold vehicles that they know that they absolutely 100% should not have sold. Period. End of story. But there's a lot of them here, guys. This one comes from a Varissa Brown. These are all publicly available reviews with photos and the like. And this one, she says, I have a 1-star because I had to give it something. She wanted to give it a 0. Don't buy anything from this dealership. They are nice and sweet to get you to sign, but once you do, you are on your own. I signed on the line for a brand new vehicle. This vehicle has issues, so I had to choose another. So she basically turned in one new car, got another one, probably because it was a lemon, and they didn't want to do a buyback or deal with it. That happens. Sometimes I'll just turn it into a service loaner and things of that nature. They have my car, so she got another one, right? Once I chose another, that vehicle had issues as well. Shocker. They had my car while I was on 3 different loaner vehicles. Damn. For the longest time. Put 136 miles on my car, but could not duplicate the issue. I just picked my car up 2 days ago now, and the tire is coming off the rim. I have to pay, due to distance, to get it towed to the Jeep dealership. I am certainly not taking it back to them. Maybe I will have some luck in a car I can enjoy somewhere else. But basically you can see that's a sidewall bubble more than likely, and whoever was test driving it at the dealership probably just ran it into a pothole or a curb and caused that issue. So that's one review, right? There's so many of them. One of the ones that is concerning to me, and I think will also be concerning to the local authorities, meaning like the district attorney, is this one here. This one was crazy. This one is from Trevor Shelby. All right. It is a 1-star. It was 3 months ago. All of these are recent bad reviews, all with different cars. All of them are not Mopars. The damage to the car that they hid from us when we bought it was enough that the car was totaled. Does that look like a totaled car to you? It doesn't, but you'd be surprised what dealers will do, right? The same thing that I hear about people doing at salvage auctions when they'll Mickey Mouse a car just to make it look better so they can get more money out of it. David Stanley does this with retail cars. Guy says, been loyal to David Stanley for years, but they really ripped us off on this car. It had so many issues, and when we brought it in to be fixed over and over, nothing would get better. Then we took it elsewhere to be fixed, and the mechanic told us they did more to this car trying to make the check engine light not work correctly than actually fixing the problem. Why does this not surprise me? Wow. Now, that seems like it could be a safety issue, right? If you're selling somebody a vehicle like that. This is the part that we get into David Stanley doing illegal activity. Now, this comes from a customer named Wendy Ayers, Ayers. You can see publicly posted Google review. Okay. Wendy says, terrible experience with the finance department. When you get to the part where the pricing is broke down for you, they include a $3,000 maintenance warranty without telling you. Now, full disclosure, you do need to read all of the documents and stuff. Even if it's a pain in the ass and you've been at the dealership for hours, you need to read everything that you sign, because unfortunately, we have dealers like David Stanley that will try to just slide shit in on you, and you'll just sign it, and then you'll be contractually bound to what it was that they just had you sign. So please be careful. Read these documents, okay? She continues, I told them I didn't want the maintenance warranty because we didn't need it. They told my husband and I that they would not sell us the car if we didn't agree to buy the maintenance warranty. That's illegal. That right there, in and of itself, David Stanley Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, is illegal. I know it, you know it, and the new car motor vehicle division and the used car motor vehicle division now knows it, because I filed a report off of this review. Okay? Because this is ridiculous. So they said they wouldn't agree to buy, they told my husband and I that they would not sell us the car if we didn't agree to buy the maintenance warranty. I read, and this is a fact in case you didn't know this, I read that it is illegal to make someone purchase this in order to get the vehicle. Wendy, you are correct. It is 100% illegal. You do not have to agree to anything in there, and they cannot make you buy a warranty package to sell you a car. Period. End of story. The fact that David Stanley is doing this is super illegal. Super illegal. It's just crazy. So basically, he said they beat my husband down by us being there all day trying to work a deal. You can go read these reviews yourself, guys. He would have signed anything at that point just to get out of there. There are a bunch of shady crooks, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail to get this so-called warranty canceled. Wendy, if you see this video and you have an issue with David Stanley agreeing to cancel that warranty and refunding you in full, please contact me at tk'sgaragedealerissues@gmail.com. I will put you in contact with my attorney, David, and the rest of his team of attorneys. And I guarantee you David Stanley will refund your money, because it will be very expensive for them not to do it. It's issues like this and stuff I see like this that shows me that the character of the dealership, David Stanley, is Mickey Mouse. So, like, to my, former friend and other people, I just say, Randy, over at Auto Auction Rebuilds. When you put your credibility on the line for dealerships that do this, says a lot about you as a person. And I'm just saying this because people are going to trust what Randy says about David Stanley, and other people that will continue to push and say how great David Stanley is if they're in the YouTube space, because of course they're going to kiss our ass because they don't want a negative review. But I have a responsibility as somebody that looks not just at dealer issues or whatever, but as a content creator, I have a responsibility to you, the public, if it's something that comes down to a dealer or something I deal with, to be honest with you when it comes to this. And I can tell you right here, this isn't just my experience. I already was very clear. I told you that I never had an issue with David Stanley directly, and until I started digging into this stuff and seeing this for myself is when I actually saw the amount of safety problems, bad deals, and issues, and illegal practices, absolutely 100% illegal practices that David Stanley partakes in. So that's all I'm going to say about it. And the only reason why I said anything or I mentioned Randy or Auto Auction Rebuilds anyways, because the guy continues to stand up for David Stanley. And for me, it's about credibility with a dealer. You could have the best experience, and I'm sure Randy's going to say, I have the best experience. I get the best deals. I don't have any issues. Well, why do you think that is? The same way they gave me an outstanding deal when they bought my truck. The same way that they gave me a truck at invoice. I'm not stupid. They did that deal for me because I'm a YouTuber. I have a following. They want a positive video about their dealership from me, the same way that they do from his channel. But anyways, I had to address it because you guys keep posting it in the comments. Well, he says this is great. He says this dealership is great. Sorry, but fuck that dealership. And that's not saying because of how they've carried me. I made it very clear. I never had a problem with any of the deals that I've done with them. But I see how they're carrying everyday other customers that don't have the same voice or platform that I have. It's irresponsible of me to continue to give a check of approval to a dealership that does scumbag shit. And I'm not going to do it. So anyways, we have that. And the biggest thing is, let me roll this clip. So this is from a video posted by a customer posting their actual review. And you can see this Chevy truck literally just filling with water. Now I'm willing to bet most likely that this isn't new, and this was probably happening at the dealership as well, and they still sold the vehicle. Like, you can clearly see it. This is not a low-end trim truck. This is probably a high country or an LTZ, and it's doing that. Really no excuse here for any of this. This is a disaster. Looks kind of bad, right? Looks like a vehicle that has a flood damage, right? Now, full disclosure, this part is another David Stanley dealership, but it's the auto group as a whole that has these issues. Now, I feel like, and I'm going to be honest, I feel like more of the issues are at the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships, but this is just another prime example. This review comes in from Joshua Dornish. You've already saw the video of the water pouring in. Bought a used car after the first month, started having issues with it. This dealership service is garbage, and the vehicles are overpriced. Once you drive it off the lot, you're on your own. Stay away from them and go find a better place to buy a car. Would never send anyone to them to buy a vehicle ever. After buying the truck, I was told my tires have a few broken radials in them. That can happen. And had to get new tires. Now, the radio stuff, the radials on the tires, they could have checked that in inspection, but you're buying a used vehicle, right? Radio shuts off and comes back on whenever. Truck has remote start and doesn't work, and had numerous electrical problems and sensors going crazy. Now, that would have came up in an inspection, and if that was the case, the dealership should have never offered this vehicle for sale. It should have went to the auction. Pics are from 2 days ago. This is where you can see the water damage that I just showed you earlier. And the water was leaking in and went back and showed them nothing came out of it. Spent days cleaning and drying the truck of the smell of the water. This place is garbage and I would avoid it at all costs. And just to refresh your memory, you can see the water leaking in here, okay? Look at all that water damage. And then it goes right down onto the switch itself, right? Look how it goes down. The water leaks down and it's getting into the electronics, the switch for the headlights and stuff right here. That's a problem. The carpet is soaked. That vehicle at this point is flood damaged. And guess what? It was probably flood damaged when they sold it. This is the quality of vehicle that you're buying when you buy from David Stanley, all right? And I'm putting this out there, and I know you're saying, oh, you know, why are you just busting their balls, TK? Because if people don't start holding these dealerships accountable for the shit that they do, they're going to continue. The reason why dealerships are so bad now, especially on the Dodge side, is because they've been getting away with this shit for years. Nobody has been holding them accountable. Nobody. You can, yeah, people write Google reviews and nobody gives a shit. Nobody has been roasting them. Local media hasn't been going and doing investigative reporting. None of that. But you know, the one thing that is happening here recently, dealers are freaking the F out when we post videos. As soon as they see their names in a video, they know it's bad. Sometimes it's not always bad. You know, we could do positive videos about dealers if you did positive shit. But when you do scumbag shit like this auto group is doing in Oklahoma, this is horrible. All right, I feel so bad for this guy. David Stanley does respond. Thank you for the candid feedback on your experience with my staff at David Stanley Chevrolet. I sincerely apologize for the level of service you received. I realize we are not perfect, and feedback like you have provided is one of the only ways we can improve. Get the fuck out of here. I already set up a meeting with the involved parties to review your experience with them and see how we can prevent this from happening in the future. Meaning, let's figure out how we can make sure that we don't allow people to post videos and photos of their vehicles flood damage that we just sold them. Oh, absolutely ridiculous. That's just a few of several issues. I could go on. There's so many negative reviews on David Stanley dealerships. If the local media is thinking it's a slow news day, go to the Google reviews and read these customers' experiences and then reach out to them. Pretty simple. You know, I did talk to a member of the local media in Oklahoma City yesterday. And the woman I spoke to was like, what is your end goal here, TK? And I explained to her, I said, customers not to get screwed. I think that's a fair goal. Customers not to get screwed. And that means by customers not getting bad deals, not being made to do illegal, not having dealers do illegal acts in the finance room with customers, like forcing warranties that do not need to be done. Now, I know David Stanley, well, we didn't do that. We swear we didn't do that. I'm sure that these people just made these reviews up, right? So I'm sure you're going to contact that lady and her husband and just give back that $3,000 for that warranty you made them sign, right? I know you're going to do that, right? Because if you don't, and what was her name? Mary, I believe. Mary does reach out to me via email. I am going to put her in contact with my attorney, and my attorney is going to send you a demand letter, and you're going to refund the lady, or you're going to get sued. And I feel like I was having a conversation with David today, and I think David is creating a separate site specifically for these issues with dealers. And he is thinking about going after these dealers legally with his law firm and just cracking heads for bad deals, breach of contract. You know, if a dealer sells a car out from under you and you guys already had an agreement in place, all of that. You know, dealer sells you a bad vehicle, he's going to get into the lemon law side. There's all different stuff. And here's the thing, David does a lot of corporate and law that's surrounded around defense contracting companies, okay? So this is different for him, but he's seeing that there's a massive need out here. And I am going to be doing a video probably with him in the future, which will explain how you can get in contact with him, how you'd be able to file a claim, all of that. And I've had this conversation with some of our sponsors as well. And best believe if they jump in the fray, you may be entitled to compensation. That's all I can tell you. Because they're going to bring a very big stick to the party. And there are law firms all over the country right now salivating, looking at the opportunity to go after dealer groups for some of these scumbaggy shit that they're doing, thanks to these videos. So I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm pretty sure that my guy Butter, the Insider, is going to continue to do what he does. You got OC Motivator out there being honest and trying to keep these dealers honest, as well as dealers ourselves. You know, a lot of people don't know this. If you're newer to my videos, I'm a dealer. I am a wholesale dealer. I have a license. I actually wholesale cars. It's just, I know you're going to say, it's not the same thing, TK. They're a retail dealer. You're right. You're right. They are a retail dealer. But the thing for me, like I said, treat people right. Do the right thing. When issues like this pop up and you have a truck like that that's flooded, buy it back. Unwind the deal, get the guy another vehicle, get the guy another truck, make the guy happy so that he writes a positive review. You know, doing business in cars is not hard. You don't have you don't have to be stupid. All right? You don't. So there you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I know we went long here today, but I had to get into these and I really needed to hammer this thing home on the David Stanley thing. And listen, I'm going to keep following up David Stanley. David Stanley Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, David Stanley Chevrolet, whatever other dealerships you have. I'm going to keep following up. When I see people post bad reviews, I'm going to reach out to them. They have photos, actual evidence, you know, shit that's going on with their cars and you're not dealing with it. We're going to keep making videos on it. You don't like these videos, you don't want us to keep posting these videos or going after you as a dealership with an honest review and talking about the reviews that are posted on Google and Yelp and other places where you're screwing over customers. It's very simple. Stop screwing over customers and then you don't have to worry about these videos. Duh. And I know, for the genius that messaged me back from David Stanley and said, oh, you're a retard, that's okay. For you, never underestimate the power of the handicap, dumbass.
That's okay, son. And remember, never underestimate the powers of the handicap.